Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. It's your girl Janae here and I'm back with another video. Okay. Anywho, if you're new here, welcome. If you're not new, welcome back. Today or anytime you guys see me sit in this position, you guys know that it's about to be a yap session. I'm gonna do my nighttime skincare routine, but we're not focused on that. We're just gonna talk, me and you one-on-one, and we're gonna go over like a cost breakdown of how much it truly costs to do Carnival in Trinidad and Tobago. Now, let me just preface everything by first saying myself was also shocked at the final figure. I did not realize that in the end, that's how much I spent. And two, this video I'm filming before I actually go to Trinidad, so we haven't indulged just yet, but you're gonna be watching the video after the Carnival content. So if you guys have any questions or anything like that, I mean, you can definitely, you know, ask in the comment sections below, depending on how many there are. I would either respond directly to each question, or I can do like a Q&A video and post after this one. So I mean, I don't know, you guys just have to be interactive, whoever is watching, and let me know if you guys let me know if you guys have any additional questions. Also, this final figure of course does not include everything that I spent for Carnival or everything that we did in or we're going to do in Trinidad, because of course like we're gonna do things unrelated to Carnival, like activities. This does not include any kind of like food that we're gonna get. And I also think that we're going to do like a day trip out of Tobago, so that's not included in this. This is strictly just like Carnival, so or costumes, you know, Airbnb, flights, etc., things that are directly related to the, you know, participating in Carnival. So yeah, just as we wrap up, or as we're going to wrap up the Carnival season, I just wanted to share. So like last year I did the things that I wish I knew before my first Carnival video. This year is just a total breakdown of how much it costs realistically. And then for sure next year we're not doing Trinidad again. Not that we do not love Trinidad, we love Trinidad. It was an experience, and I'm pretty sure this year's experience is going to be amazing. But we also have a goal of experiencing Carnival in every, if not all, Caribbean islands. So if we keep going back to Trinidad and spending all this money on just Trinidad, because trust me, once you go to Trinidad, I don't think, unless you got it like that, I don't got it like that, at least not yet. So unless you got it like that, there is no room in the budget for another Carnival. And Trinidad is like the first Carnival for the year. Once you're done spending that money there, you're not going to want to spend the money at any other Carnival. So we're gonna do another country and see what that's about. Definitely will be back though, but probably within like the next couple of years. But we're not gonna get to achieve our goal if we keep going to one country over and over. So I love Trinidad Carnival. Can't wait to do it again this year, but we're gonna have to take a little pause as we do like some other countries. So stick around and you guys will see where we go next year, and we can do comparisons and push out the Carnival content, because honestly, like based on my channel analytics, you guys tend to like or seem to like the Carnival content. So I'll definitely keep pushing those out as I get the opportunity to do so. So with all of that being said, let's get into the cost breakdown, and we listen and we don't judge. Okay, all right. Okay, so I made a whole list of everything, like sat down and did everything here. So the first thing, of course, is if you're going to participate in Carnival, you need a costume. So this year, as you guys would have found out from the previous videos, we did not jump with Paparazzi Carnival. We decided to go with Yuma, and Yuma, if I'm being 100% honest, was not our first choice. Our first choice was Spirit, but it is so hard to get into that band, right? The day of registration, like the day registration opened, we had to literally like request to register, and we were on the wait list and never got through. Like everything was booked out. We did have the opportunity to, you know, register with them, but through My Heaven, I think it's called. It's like this travel company that you can book packages, you know, based on like the fest that you want to go to, whatever. And they do have a thing where you could have registered for Spirit, even though on the Spirit website it was saying everything was sold out. You did have the opportunity to book through them, but when we were considering that, a lot of the options were bodywear only, and we didn't want that, as well as the ones that probably had like the add-on, like the backpack packages available, were the costumes that we did not want. So we ended up having to look around at other bands. So Yuma, I think Yuma was like the first band to do their band launch that we know of, and the costumes were great, but we really wanted to see what Spirit was about because they had like the brunch, and you know, it seemed like such an experience, but we couldn't get in. So even one of my friends, or one of my mom's friends I should say, she's Trinidadian, and she's like, look, it's like that for me, and I'm from Trinidad. Like, you have to know somebody that's on like the committee, or know somebody that knows somebody to get in. So that was, you know, that's okay. So we ended up, we also liked Tribe, but Tribe prices were giving Janae, you're broke. Like bodywear only for like some of the costumes that we liked on Tribe was like over $1,000, and then we want the backpacks too, which was like probably not even exaggerating, but to add the backpacks as well, like registration was gonna be over $2,000 for what we wanted, at least, because every single thing that you want to add at Tribe was an additional cost. So we loved Tribe costumes as well, but they weren't giving price wise for someone who is like on not necessarily a budget, but on a budget, because we know Carnival is expensive and we're willing to spend the money, but we have to have like limits, right? My lashes look crazy. So anyways, we were like, okay, Paparazzi was a good vibe. We didn't really have like much complaints. You know, we're not picky people. At least I would like to say that we're not picky people. Our boyfriends would say otherwise. But I did not like the costumes at all for Paparazzi. I think the theme was like canvas, so it was like an art museum kind of theme, which it could have slayed, but I don't think the designers were on their P's and Q's this year. I did not like them at all, like not one of them. So I was a little disappointed there. Because I mean, their distribution was like everything was organized, like we didn't have any issues logistic wise. I mean, other than the Monday wear mishap with, you know, we registered, we were supposed to get a Monday wear. When we got there, they were like kind of telling us that they're out, and I was like, what do you mean? We registered in time where we were guaranteed like a Monday wear. We wanted a size small, they ended up giving us medium. The mesh would have had our tatas outside, and you know, like Tia literally had to use like one of my swimsuits that I had brought. Just like, you know, me being an overpacker, I packed one of my swimsuits and it could pass as a Monday wear, so she ended up having to do that. And then I had to like wear a bikini under my monokini so that my tatas weren't outside. So we had that mishap as well, which wasn't like pleasing, but other than that, it was okay. We could have done it again, but we had just known this time around to bring back up Monday wear. So anywho, this year we decided to jump with Yuma. or section was called like Dode. I don't even know how to pronounce it. I'll put the wording on the on the screen, and also put pictures up as well, but I really don't know how to pronounce it and I don't want to butcher the name, so I'll put the writing there. When we go to Trinidad and find out, then we'll know. But anyways, costume including or add-on for the large backpack came up to $1,793. Of course I didn't pay all of that at once. You know, I did 3 payments. The first one was or deposit of $875, and then or second payment was like the costume, the deposit consisted of half of the add-on price. So there was a deadline to pay the remaining balance for the add-on, which I paid. And then out of the blue, Will was like, how much money do you have left to pay on your costume? I let him know, and he offered to pay the rest of it. So that was nice of him because I didn't like even ask. So what I paid was $1,280. All right, so that covers costume. Costume is the bulk of it. With the net that I actually paid summed up to roughly what we paid to jump with paparazzi last year. So that is almost the same in terms of what I paid myself. But yeah, to jump with Yuma, it was a little bit more expensive, especially that last year that $1,200 and some change that I spent to jump with paparazzi included the Monday wear that we almost never got. We don't get Monday wear with Yuma. We had to source our own Monday wear, which we'll touch base on a little bit down as I cover the costs. Okay, so what's next? So now that the costume were you know, the deposit was made, we know that we're going for sure, we had to start looking for flights. Now flights is a killer, right? I don't know if you guys remember, but last year I flew from LaGuardia to Miami to Barbados. Pretty much spent the night in the in the airport in Barbados, in the open, you know, and then flew from Barbados to Trinidad the next morning. So we spent more than 24 hours traveling because of how expensive direct flights were from JFK to Trinidad, as well as I had originally planned on just flying to Jamaica like a day before and then flying Caribbean Airlines from Jamaica to Trinidad, but that flight was sold out because we procrastinated. Remember, we did everything last minute. So this year we were doing things, we started planning literally from like September, and things still didn't even work out in our favor, if I'm being 100% honest. So we were still stressing, but we definitely did start putting plans into motion like way out in advance. So the flights, I'm flying directly from, or I flew directly from JFK to Port of Spain, and that cost was $1,478. Now Will covered that, so I didn't pay anything, so that's not going to be included in my total. Now note that this included us. This is JetBlue. We fly even more space, so it's a little bit more expensive. We could have definitely got the tickets a lot cheaper, but we fly with even more space, so that was like an additional probably about like 400 or so. So we could have gotten those for a little bit less than what we spent, but comfort, it is like a 5-hour flight, so we spent that. Now he covered the flights to go, so coming back, as well as, this is not included, but as well as our tickets to go to Tobago, I'm covering those. So to come back, the straight flights were not giving what it's supposed to give, so we ended up flying Caribbean to Antigua, and that was $566.60. And then from Antigua back to JFK, we paid a total of $346.82. But hear me out, this also included even more space. But then we also spent like 16,000 points. So it was like 16,800 points with like $100 and something like worth of taxes and fees. But we did get the even more space seats as well. So that's what brought it up to $346.82 to go. So when we broke it up like that, we ended up spending less money than a direct flight. So we leave Trinidad like I think 7 in the morning, fly to Antigua, get to Antigua at like I think 10 something, 9 something if I'm not mistaken. And then our flight from Antigua is at 12 roughly, and we should land back in JFK at 5 p.m. Originally wanted to go to Barbados, probably spend like 24 hours there and then fly back, but this way was more economical, as well as time at work is also, because your girl work 9 to 5. So I was like, I really can't be taking more time off from work after I done told y'all that I want to progress. I need to be there to actually progress. So we just decided to fly back on the 9th. Plus we'd have to find somewhere to stay in Barbados, and it would have just been like too much more money. So I think I made the right decision, considering like after I sat down and calculated everything, how much everything came to. That was girl math. So it was smart not to do Barbados, okay? I want to go to Barbados though, but just not right now. So after that, I completely forgot I should be getting ready for bed. So flights secured. Next was Airbnb. Now this was a pain. Could not find, last year our Airbnb stay was probably like, it was like $500 and something, like less than 600 for sure. We could not find anything less than $1,000. I reached out to the lady or host last year to say, hey, we want to come back. Literally when we reached out to her, and bear in mind this was probably like October or so, because remember we're planning early. Now she was like, oh, the house is already booked, but we could possibly stay at her house. But because our boyfriends were coming and she does like counseling and stuff like that for the church, she's like, you guys see your boyfriends, you guys are not married, so you know, we kind of can't, this is my personal home, kind of can't do that. So I was like, okay, no problem, we respect your religion or your faith. So she had recommended like one of her friends, and I can't remember what happened with that. It just never went through. But we were searching for somewhere to stay. First of all, if you want to stay anywhere close to Port of Spain, it was giving $800 every night. Now we're gonna be there for 10 nights, I think. I wrote it down, hold on. We're gonna be there from the 27th to the 9th. So the 27th of February to March 9th. So that was 10 nights. Is it? Yeah, I think so. Anyways, so them Airbnb bills were coming up to like $3,500. It was crazy. Even like outside of, like I mentioned in my video last year, to stay on like outside of Port of Spain is much cheaper. Nope. This Airbnb is in Piarco by the airport, and it came up to $2,739.11, which we did split in two because there was 2 couples there. So our part was $1,369.56, which is way more than what we spent last year. So I don't know what was going on. I really don't know, but it was like everything was just expensive this year for some reason, and I was just high-key stressing because, again, like we couldn't find any way. Like it's like last year when we waited last minute, we got everything that we need, no issues. This year we're planning from September, and everything that could have went wrong literally went wrong. So yeah, but that's how much the Airbnb came up to, which again we split in half. So we, of course I didn't pay the full 2,000 and some change. Only $1,369.56, which Will did pay for. So actually, my calculations, I need to subtract something because I added that in what I paid, but I really didn't pay that. Will did. So shout out to my man. Now, rental car, we haven't paid for yet. But the on the reservation, what is due at pickup is $1,200.38. So I think we're gonna split it. Who is it? Hi, my little Josh.
Hi.
Oh, careful, I'm recording. Do you want to say hi?
Hi.
That's my baby. So yeah, don't know if we're split. I think we're gonna split it. I really don't know, but if we do split it, then that will be $600.19. So that we gotta confirm after because we haven't paid. We're gonna pay at pickup. But yeah, and again, because I'm filming the video before we actually go, yeah, whatever. So not really much on the car. I wasn't even expecting it to be that expensive because I think I spent like $300 last year to rent a car for like 5 days. So I mean, I was expecting that it would be at least double the price, but this is literally like 4 times what I paid. So again, I don't know what was in the air this year, but everything just seemed to be so much more expensive, and it's actually diabolical. So I'll leave it at that. But you guys get the gist. So yeah. Now we got the major things out the way. We got the flights out the way, the costumes out the way, Airbnb, and a car. Those are like the big 4, the biggest expenses that you would have when going to Trinidad. Now we gotta do fetes. This was not included in our expenses last year because we didn't do any fetes at all, which is why we came back to Trinidad this year, because we didn't get the full experience and we wanted to experience that. So we did 4 fetes: Soca Brainwashed, Lux, Mecca, and then Try Blast Jam. Soca Brainwash tickets were $245 per person. This I did like pay for myself. Lux was $190, and this was the all-inclusive ticket. There was an option that was not like all-inclusive, but we did the all-inclusive ticket. That was roughly like $190 US as well. Mecca, I think Tia got my Mecca tickets, if I'm not mistaken. So Tia got my Mecca and my Last Jam tickets, I believe. Mecca was like 450 TT dollars, which 1 TT is equivalent to about like, I mean 1 USD is equivalent to like 6 TT dollars the last time I checked. So that's roughly 75 USD. And then the Try Blast Jam tickets, we didn't get the early bird, we got the regular ones, female, was 500 TT dollars, which came up to roughly 83 US dollars as well. But again, I only paid for my Soca Brainwashed and Lux tickets, and then she got our Mecca and Last Jam tickets. So that was that. Now, I'm sorry, I'm looking down at the phone because I wrote, like, I would be scrambling if I didn't write all of this down. Now, let's talk Monday wear. So like I explained, Yuma, the shower is so loud. I'm so sorry, guys. He likes to shower in my room. I don't know why, honestly, but he loves it down here. But anyways, Monday wear. So like I explained, Yuma in our registration on like paparazzi or Monday wear was not included. Now, there's so many designers out there that had amazing Monday wear options, but we decided to ultimately get our Monday wears from Shein. I spent $10.79 on my Monday wear, and I was not disappointed. So reason being is that, one, if we were gonna buy from a designer, which I mean these designers do put in their work, their designs are original, stuff like that, so it's worth it. It was given like $200 to probably like $400. And I mean, we were gonna pay it, but we didn't get our Monday wears until last minute this year. So a lot of options were sold out by the time we were ready to buy our Monday wears, and it was getting like a little bit, you know, stressing. So I was just like, I'm just gonna get my Monday wear from Shein, and Tia was just like, me too. So we got our Monday wears from Shein this year, and I only spent $10.75. So we saved right there. Okay. And it was cute or whatever, so not a big deal. Now for glam, we went back to the glam hub. This time around we did makeup and photos. I'm still contemplating getting hair done as well, but I'm getting a sew-in, and I was just thinking, oh, I want to wear the hair straight, but I'm still going back and forth on whether I just want to curl it. Maybe, I don't know. But for right now, we are booked for just hair, I mean for makeup and photos, and I covered that for both of us because Tia covered for both of us last year. And it's $380 per person, so that was like $760. Yeah, 760. Yeah, $760 combined. So Glam Hub, it's at the Hilton Hotel and Conference Center in Port of Spain. It includes, you know, bevs, I think breakfast, getting your makeup done, of course. They have like a backpack check-in station, so a room that they keep your backpack, you know, secured until you're ready for it. You also have assistants to help you put the costume on, and you have seamstresses there to help adjust the costumes if necessary. What else was there? Then we get the shuttles to meet up with where your band is, and of course the photo shoot package. Now last year we never get our pictures, and we couldn't even say anything about not getting our pictures because we didn't know who took our pictures. So this year we learned from that mistake. We're going to get the photographer's name, email address, number, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, everything out there. We're gonna get it because I was waiting to get the pictures. He took our email address, waiting to get the pictures, never got it, never get it. And oh crap, I'm cooking something as well, guys, while I'm here chatting. Alexa, stop. I'm gonna go check on the meatballs that I have in the oven right now. But yeah, we never get the picture of them, and I was so disappointed because I wanted to post and I couldn't post because I never get the pictures. I would never really take any pictures on the road because we're saying, okay, we're going to get our pictures, but that's not gonna get us again. Okay, I'm doing a whole background check on this photographer so that if I don't get my pictures, I know where to find you. Okay, I know how to page you. So yeah, but we're gonna get our pictures taken again by the pool. I think that's where they always take it, but we're gonna do that, and I'm gonna get my pictures in the name of Jesus so that I can post. Usually, actually, by now that you're watching the video, I think the post should already be up, so just go follow me on Instagram at Janae with 2 I's instead of an E at the end, and run out the picture. This is only for Tuesday. I mean, yes, this is only for Tuesday. We're not doing glam for like Monday. That we can do at home. I've been getting better at makeup, so I'll just do both mine and Tia makeup at the house for herself on Monday. Tuesday is the day, you know, to go all out, so that's what we booked for. Now next, we did a few upgrades with, well, just 2 upgrades with Yuma. We decided to get the Visa Gold upgrade package, which comes with like mini massages, air conditioned tents, better food, I guess. Oh gosh, what else was there? I can't remember. But pretty much it gives you like an elevated lunch stop experience. So that was $100. I booked for both me and Tia because it's exclusive to Visa card holders. So I'm the one with the Visa card. So I booked for both of us. So it was $100 each, so $200 total. They had me at air conditioned or cool tent or whatever. Because when me tell you say lunch last year, I burn up. It was so hot. Like the heat in Trinidad is so fire. Oh my god, I say we have to start the car and make the car cool down. The AC have to run a little bit. We're not gonna know it and wind down the window because the place did hot. I'm gonna exaggerate, honestly. So they have me at air condition. Like, I don't care about anything else. The massage is a plus as well because I need somebody to rub my feet. I need somebody to rub my shoulder because the backpack heavy and uncomfortable. But air condition, and I was sold. That's it. And then funny enough, so they post this, let's say on a Wednesday, right? And I said, all right, we can book it. Payday was that Friday, so I said, all right, then make wait till payday. So text Tia lunchtime because you could only buy one ticket per account. Hi Josh. Text Tia lunchtime and say boops, or not even lunchtime, it was still early in the morning. Mr. Dora says send me the account info so I can sign in and book yours too, because I couldn't book two. It has to be one in my account, one in her account. She sent me the information, people. Right after she sent me the post that the people them say it's sold out. I go up on the website, it's sold out for true. But it's like I was in disbelief. So come home from work, sit down in the bathroom and just go up on the website and it was available. So you know, someone tell us to run back the login because I'm on the website right now, and despite them posting say it's sold out and me checking earlier today and it was actually sold out on the website right now, I'm able to buy. So I'm gonna get one for me right now and send me the info so that I can log in and buy yours too. God was on our side. I don't know if either that or them say when my post and say, "Una need to give me 2 spots, please," because we need the AC. So we almost didn't get it. We really almost did not get it. And by buck-ups, like, you know, when you have like a tingling feeling that said, Janae, just do something. Sometimes you must just listen to that voice in your head and do what it tell it to do. Because if I didn't, we would have definitely missed out. Because when I went on it the next day to look, it said sold out again. So anyways, I don't care. Hopefully anybody else that missed out was able to pick up on that and get 2. But I went and I checked after the fact, even though they said it was sold out, and it was still available, and I booked it, and I'm happy that I booked it. So this of course is not a necessity, but it is something that I felt was necessary for me because of what I experienced last year. So that was like an added cost that was not really necessary. But yeah, we did do that visa upgrade so that and this is for both Monday and Tuesday, so we're gonna have access to this area on both days, thank God. Another upgrade that we did, another upgrade that we did was, it's the backpack station. This was $50. They had I actually paid for this today as we're doing this video. Now Tia has sent it to me a couple weeks ago, or probably like last month or so. You know, that people for different bands have access to it. Like they have probably like stations set up along the route that we're gonna take. So you pay them to keep your backpack essentially, and you can pick it up from them on Monday. And when I was signing up for it today, I also saw that they had the option to ship it internationally, which I was considering. It was $120 though, but in my head I was saying, what am I gonna do with the backpack? Last year I just left it on the back of a truck because what am I supposed to do with it? You know, like that's the thing with Carnival. Yeah, I don't even want to get into that. Let's not even talk about the fact that you spent all this money for feathers and you can't even do anything with it. So, but I think I might ship it back. Maybe I should get like a storage unit and start putting them in it and just collect them. And one day when I get really, really big, have like an archive. Like, okay, this is what she wore in Trinidad 2025. And this is like 20 years, 100 years, because I'm going to leave my mark. Okay? So maybe I should actually do pay for them to ship it back. Hopefully it's not too late. Probably when I go to pick it up like that Wednesday, say, hey, is it too late to have it shipped back to my home? I'll pay the $120, no big deal. Because I can't bring it on the plane. So I just left my backpack last year on the back of a truck and call it a day. Tia left hers at the lunch place. Never put it back on after lunchtime. But we pay for this. It was $50 because they have a partnership with Yuma. But even if you weren't jumping with Yuma, you could have still used it. But if you had a smaller backpack, I think small to medium, it was $50. And if you had like a larger backpack, it was $60. But because we're jumping with Yuma, we paid $50. So at our lunchtime, there's gonna be a station there and we can give them our backpacks, which is what I intend on doing. I didn't even make it to lunch with my backpack last year, but I'm gonna try to make it to lunch this year. But after lunchtime, backpack gone, and I pay for them to keep it, and I'm supposed to pick it up on Wednesday at a secured location or convenient location. So maybe I can work out something where they can ship it for me and it's not too late, but I didn't pay for shipping at this time. But I'm assuming you guys will see on the vlog what I end up doing, because of course I'll include it. But yeah, that's that. So I've been yapping for a long time. My skincare is done for tonight, but we're at the very final thing, which is Juve. All right, so last year we did Juve with Secret Juve, I think that's what it's called. But this year we're actually doing two. We're doing Ambush, which is through like Caesar's Army or something like that. And we're doing Red Ants. Now, Red Ants registration was $136. I won't even talk about how it was trying to get to register with Red Ants. You have to reach out to a committee member in order to register. So you tell me no. I reached out to one of the committee members and she responded pretty quickly. She was really nice with it. She explained that she had not opened her email yet or whatever. So me being nice, I was just like, okay, whenever you do it, you know, just let me know so that I can register. And she was like, okay, bet, cool. Did not hear anything else. I could have reached out again, but me personally, I don't like to bother people unless you're my boyfriend. So, or my father. But anyways, I don't like to like follow up and be like, hey, did you remember me? Still waiting. So my cousin reached out to somebody, they didn't respond. Her boyfriend reached out to somebody, they responded, and then that person sent us the link to sign into the website to register. By the time we did that, the monokinis were sold out, just our luck. But we could get a vest, which was, based on what I'm seeing on Instagram right now, again, I don't know because this video is being recorded before we go, ugly AF. But I did get something from Shein to wear, so we'll see how everything ties together. But trust me, you cannot go on the website. They post registration is live. You go on the website, you have to register. It's just information there. To register, you have to reach out to a committee member, and they have a long list of committee members. So this just goes back to what I said when we were trying to register with Spirit. If you don't know somebody, the likelihood of you getting in is so slim, and it's actually not fair. Cause my dirty money for spend, so why I can't register, I don't know. But anyways, we got that registration done, and then we're doing Ambush as well. It's like, based on what I'm getting to understand, it's kind of like Juve. But it's on, I think, Sunday morning and not Monday morning. So we're doing one Sunday morning and then one Monday morning. Oh, I forgot to tell you. Red Ants was $136. And then ambush, the boys are coming with that, are coming to that with us. So for both me and Will, it was $420, but Will covered that. So I didn't pay that, Will did. But yeah, so that's everything that we pretty much spent and got, you know, preparing for Carnival. The main stuff, at least, like I explained, like this don't include other activities, this don't include like food, and like just essentials. Like I did not include like what I'm spending to get like oh gosh, if I get $1 for every time I say like. But anyways, this does not include like outfits, shoes, the stockings, stuff like that. Like this does not include any of that, unfortunately. And the grand total, actually, the one that I had calculated was $5,754.96. However, I have to take out the money for the Airbnb because I forgot that I didn't pay for that. Will did. So give me a second. So what I actually spent was $4,385.40. Again, do not judge. We listen and we don't judge. Carnival is expensive. Like, it's really expensive. And here I was telling people last year, it's not as expensive as you think. But that's because I didn't do... Well, okay. Last year, we just strictly participated in Carnival, right? So, if you're gonna just do that, then of course, like, you know, it's not as bad. Plus as well, like we did do like the add-ons. Like you don't have to get such a large backpack. You can only do body wear. You know, there's stuff that you can pick and choose to cut your expenses. But what we did, we went all out and it's really expensive. So I'm about to be recovering for the next couple months. But yeah, that's what we spent all together, or what I spent all together. I don't know, like when I was like even doing this video and just in the moment like booking certain things like the Airbnb and the car, like I just really don't know why it was so much more expensive this year compared to last year. Because last year, unless we got a steal last year and this is what it usually cost, I don't know. But I even looked at the prices now, because last year it's around this time that we were really like booking cars and stuff like that, and it's so much more expensive than what we spent. So I wouldn't even say that it's because we waited until last minute why we spent. I thought we spent a lot of money last year because we waited until last minute, but I really just think that it was a steal. Everything, we just got lucky, and we weren't that lucky this year or this time around. Of course, if you're traveling in a group, a lot of these expenses it becomes a lot less because there's more people to split up against. But it's only like 4 of us, so we mostly just split everything in 2. So whatever like I don't cover, will cover, whatever I guess Tia doesn't cover, Sean covers that. But yeah, it's actually, I don't have any more words in regards to why everything was this pricey this year. I just don't know what happened. And like I mentioned a little bit earlier in the video, definitely not doing Trinidad next year again, not for any particular reason, but we just want to, you know, move on to another country and experience like a whole different vibe. Love Trinidad. We'll probably come back in the next couple of years, but we want to start experiencing crop over. We want to experience like Spice Mass, Miami Carnival, probably even Caravana. Like there's just so much like there's so many different countries that you can visit, and we want to do that. But if we keep coming to one country, especially that Trinidad is so expensive, we're not going to be able to do any other country. So we have to remain steadfast on that and pick another country to hit up next year. Kind of also want to do Jamaica Carnival, but I have reservations with that. Like I like being somewhere where no one really knows me, but I don't know, I kind of want to do Jamaica too, just to say I've done Jamaica though. But yeah, but yeah, that's literally everything. If you made it this far, as usual, you are a real one. Thank you for staying tuned in. I don't know. I always suck at at closing out videos. It's actually like very embarrassing. But yeah. As usual, again, if you're not already subscribed, go ahead and just hover over my picture right here and hit that subscribe button, please. We're on our road to 1,000 subscribers. Okay? So help a girl out. Let's get there. This is only until the end of the year. So it's, I think 1,000 subscribers in 1 year it's a pretty decent goal. So help your girl get to that goal. And stay tuned for next week's video. Remember, we're dropping videos every Monday. And instead of waiting until 7 p.m., the videos are available at 12 a.m. So if you stay up late Sunday night, you're restless, you can't sleep for work or school the next morning, watch my video them until you drop asleep. And if you drop asleep midway through the video, when you come home from work and you eat your dinner, tune in and don't watch the video. But yeah, that's all I have for right now. I'm actually super excited. I can't wait to go to Trinidad. It feels so weird because I know you guys are going to see the video after Trinidad. And yes, if that's another thing. If you've seen this video before you watch the Trinidad vlog, go watch it. Before I keep embarrassing myself, guys, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.